A very warm welcome to everyone. Today on Thoughts on Education, we have with us Dr. Jaypal R, the principal of RV Institute of Technology and Management, Bangalore. RV Institute is one of the finest institutes for technology and engineering in Bangalore. About Dr. Jaypal, he has almost an teaching experience 33 years now. His teaching experience started way back in 1986, and after that, he has been associated with multiple colleges and has been teaching a lot of subjects over the years. His areas of interest lies in robust control systems and loop shaping techniques. He focuses a lot on robust power system stabilizers and real-time simulations. Uh, Dr. Jaipal has, guided almost 37 UG projects and 16 PG projects. Sir has also written 15 papers, published papers on international journals, has attended 12 international conferences. Sir also has a patent published on his name on fuel efficiency of heavy duty vehicles adaptable to both agricultural and on-road applications, especially vehicles like tractors and other farm equipments. So we are really delighted to have today, sir, on the panel today. So really warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, sir, before moving on to the interview and about the college, we want to know more about you and what being the principal of the college for almost 1.5 2 years now. What is the kind of leadership style you follow generally inside the college?
Yeah, in a way, our management gives very free hand to manage the affairs of the institution. So only for any approvals which is quite high on the expenditure side, we go for management. Otherwise, it is all managed by the principal only. So as a principal, I have delegated powers to the respective department HODs. So we have 7 departments in the college, and the HODs will give the requirement of their departments, and if it is within my limits, I will sanction it. Otherwise, I'll put it forward to the management, and our management is very, very proactive. So they don't question as long as the justification is there.
Right.
We will get the sanction immediately, right. And we have very glad to know, inform you that ours is a SAP-driven institution.
Okay.
We don't have any physical movement of the files from place to place. It all happens through computer. Okay. So even I get the request through computer, and then I will send to my higher authorities for sanction, and I will get through computer. Everything is computerized. Right. So, and also it happens very quickly. So we have no issue, and all our HODs, head of the departments, are trained to use these tools, the SAP tools, for processing the purchase and other requests.
Okay.
And we are also very glad to tell you that though our institution is very new, we have taken 15 faculty members for the first year, out of which 10 were with PhDs. But now for second year, only for second year, we have recruited 20 faculty members, all are with PhDs.
Wow.
So we have very well qualified and with good experience, we have recruited 20 faculty members. So out of nearly 35 faculty members now, we are 30 with PhDs.
Wow, that's amazing, sir. That's really good.
So our intention is to see that we grow fast and we catch up with the other healthy competitors.
Right, of course, sir. So when you talk about, an SAP-driven organization and it's all technical and digital right now, no paper thing.
Yeah.
So how do you strategize on, the administrative? How do you strategize on the administrative part of it, or the, marketing part of the, college as such?
We have at the central level a media cell.
Okay.
So we have around 20 institutions under the umbrella of our management, Rashtriya Shikshana Samiti Trust.
Right.
And all this is centrally managed. Most of the we as principals, our job is to only think on only academics, not beyond academics, because we have facility managers, we have media cell, we have HR managers, all
Right.
sitting at the central location in the trust management office.
Right.
Our job is to take care of the academics more on that, and all other this publicity, everything is taken care by our exclusive media cell, which is present our
Okay.
central office.
Okay. Okay. So you don't personally get involved into this
No, we
media.
only give the inputs to them, whatever the inputs
Right.
they ask.
Right.
So about the institution, any whatever the details we ask, we only provide them. They take care of advertisements, publicity, everything.
Okay.
So that way we are very lucky that we have less burden on our
Yes, and
soldiers
you can focus only on academics and curriculum.
on academics. Yes,
Right.
yes.
So, yeah. So, on that note, my next question would be that, when you talk about, focus on academics and curriculum, how do I understand that, it will be a curriculum by the Bangalore University that you might have to follow. But at the same time, how do you ensure that, the curriculum that is followed in your college, that is the, best practice in the industry? That is what the industry demands and requires at this point in time.
So I don't have direct answer for that because we are under affiliation process. We are affiliated to university, so Vishesharaya Technological University.
Right.
So whatever the curriculum that is prescribed by the university, we have to just follow. Ours is not an autonomous institution where we can interact with industry,
Right.
change our curriculums to suit the industry. But fortunately, VTU has revised its curriculum in 2018, and it's very well prepared. It's like any curriculum of any other autonomous institutions.
Okay.
So it is designed to suit the present requirement of the industry. So
Right.
I always tell the students there is no much gap between our VTU curriculum and the autonomous institution like RVCE curriculum.
Right. So, sir, and
Probably
that
5 to 10% variation, not more than.
right. So, on that note, sir, of course, I mean, I understand, you are bound by the curriculum set by VTU, right? But at the same time, are there any programs that you're currently designing, or any extracurriculars or add-ons that the student can probably enroll for in the 4 years of their college, that will help them in their extra growth, having an edge over what the curriculum asks from them, something apart from that?
Yeah. So actually, we physically our students attended the college only for one semester.
Okay.
Because we started in August 2019, and again first semester was over somewhere in January 2020. Second semester started in February 2020.
Right.
Just after a few days, this lockdown started,
Right.
and we were totally disconnected. We are only on the online mode now.
Right.
So, but during that first semester, we had conducted few training programs to the students.
Okay.
One on the robotics and one on the ICT enabled. IoT. So we have conducted one 5-day IoT training,
Wow.
2 days robotics workshop, and our students were exposed to build their own applications.
Right.
Practical, so they could build and play with it.
Yeah.
So that type of workshops we have conducted, and later on after the lockdown, we had no other option. We had switched over to online, and during this online, we had nearly arranged 10 technical online sessions for our students.
So that is
all by the industries.
Right. That's really good.
That way we are very active. Even we have around 8 students clubs in the college. They were going on very well, but now we have to forcibly put a halt on that because of the lockdown.
Of course.
So once if the offline resumes,
right,
then again all this will go very active.
Sure, sir. Definitely. And sir, what about how is RVITM especially is welcoming to students from unprivileged classes, or from a different economic background, or from a poorer economic background? How welcome they are at your college? Any insight into that, sir?
See, all the students, merited students, they get admission through CET. Okay, so when they come to CET, I think government has different standards.
Right.
So whatever they provide all the benefits. So fees is waived off, okay,
Okay.
and they provide all the benefits, and whatever the fees they pay to the college also, that will be reimbursed to the students under different scholarship programs.
Okay.
Okay, so that way, and in the college we do provide all the extend our facilities free of cost to the students.
Okay.
So we have a well established library.
Right.
Students can depend only on the library for all the books, and apart from that, I don't know whether you are aware or not, ours we started from day one with ICT enabled teaching.
Okay.
So all the classes, whatever the classes that happen, they are recorded.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So every class has a recording facility, and the students can watch those recorded videos as long as they are students of this institution.
So as you were talking about offline classes as well.
Yeah. So, no, during offline, yes. During offline, it is regularly, all the regular classes are recorded.
Okay.
The entire 1 hour session will be available to the students, and they can watch it any number of times. And moreover, for each course, we have created Google Sites.
Okay.
Website.
Right.
So in that, we have uploaded everything, like lecture notes is uploaded, PPT is uploaded, question papers, solutions,
Wow.
lesson plans, everything is uploaded, and it is available for the student from day one.
Wow.
Okay, so that way, see, their dependence on the purchase of books, I'm telling for weaker section
Right.
students,
Of course.
purchase of books, all those things is nothing. Everything is there in our website. It is available only for our students,
Right.
RVIT students. Others cannot access that. Okay, so that way, if they attend the classes for any doubts, just go through the recorded sessions and read the material that is already in the website. They are done with. They don't need any other. They need not spend money on any other items.
Wow, that's really great, sir. I mean, something very unique.
That is, in a way, it is unique. Our institution is unique in that way, because no other, as far as my knowledge goes, no other institution has provided this many facilities to the students.
Sure. I mean, recording every class itself is big deal, and making it available to students throughout, even when they are not students of the organization, throughout the lifetime.
They want to watch any videos on any particular topic, to attend any competitive exams. They can do it on the later stages also.
Wow, that's really amazing, sir. That's really something very unique that you're doing, sir. So on that note, what do you feel? Will you count this thing as your greatest strength, or you feel that there is separate, greatest strength for your college, especially?
Apart from this, so as I told, these facilities by any other technical institution, as per my knowledge, are not at all there. So this is unique. Apart from that, we plan to conduct personality development programs for the students right from third semester.
Okay.
So we give training to the students of how to present themselves related to personality development, and during third, fourth, and fifth semesters, 3 semesters, rigorous training will be provided to all the students. By the time when they come to 6th semester, they will be ready to face any interviews, and to have and to write their own CVs, present them very well to the interview panel. So all those things we will do online with RVCA module. It is exactly an RVCA module. The same training resource persons, those who come to RVCA, will also come to RVITM and provide all the necessary trainings.
So you're training them on CV making, you're training them on presenting, you're training them on speaking skills.
Everything.
Okay. Wow.
So starting from third semester to 6th semester, 4 modules are there. They undergo all the 4 modules. By the time they come to past 6th semester, they will be ready with all this personality development related issues, and they face the interviews with more confidence. And one more plus point is, all our students will face the interview along with RVCE students. It's a combined activity.
Okay.
The placement activity is a combined activity which happens at RVCE.
Okay.
So the student RVCE, they get the same opportunity as that of RVCE students.
Right. Right.
So they join RVITM, put little extra effort during their placement activities. They get packages similar to RVCE students.
That's awesome. That's awesome, sir. Okay, sir. On that note,
That is our
yeah, sure,
please.
sir. So on that note, sir, I want to ask you that when you came into the college, you were already associated with RVCE, and then unofficially also you were associated with the RVITM, and you were involved in honing the students and teaching and facilitating, guiding them, right? What was your vision? When you came to RVITM, what was the kind of vision you saw for RVITM, right, moving ahead, and how much do you feel that you have come closer to that vision, or how far ahead you see the road is right now?
So I've been interacting with some of the foreign university professors during my RVCA days, and there the system is on day one they give the entire course material to the students.
Okay.
Entire course materials to the students. If the students are they are willing to prepare the course material on their own, they can read everything because everything is available, is provided to the students.
Yeah.
They can prepare well in advance and come to the class. Okay, and there it only clarification sessions happens in the class.
Okay.
Students are informed to read the material, understand, and come to the class, and only clarifications, doubts, interaction will happen in the class. So that way, what we are supposed to cover in 100 hours,
right,
the professors need only 30-40 hours for covering so much syllabus.
Right.
Okay, so that was my. I wanted to provide that type of facility to the students before I joined RVITM, and I achieved it.
Okay.
I achieved it. I have given 100% curriculum related items to the students. We have uploaded in the website, and students can read everything in advance and can come to the class and either get the clarifications, or they can listen to teacher and they can ask for any clarifications during the session also.
Okay.
My idea was that we want to give 100% curriculum ready-made and put it into in the students' pocket, and whenever they want, they can access it.
So are they given the curriculum for all the 6-8 semesters, or how is it? Is it for the first year only?
No. It is beginning of every semester.
Okay.
Beginning of every semester. Day before the day one starts, day one of the academic session starts, we have everything given to the students.
But sir, I'm just curious that if the students are not attend, especially for the foreign universities I'm talking about, maybe in RVITM we are also having sessions along with that where teachers are teaching actually, right? But I'm just curious to know about foreign university. What if the students don't study by themselves and come to the class? Are they not having special sessions for that?
No, yeah. So this is, as I told, only for the students who are inclined to do that.
Okay.
Others, anyway, we have made the attendance compulsory.
Yeah.
Even those students have to come to the class, physically present, and attend all the classes. Okay.
Right.
So attendance is compulsory. So because of that, they are forced to come and attend all the sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. So those who want to really advance in their learning, they can make use of the facilities given.
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir. Yes. And my next question is that, sir, given everything right now with the kind of facilities we have, online classes going on, right, and then especially the add-ons, personality development classes that you've already started, what do you feel that should be RVITM's priority over the next 10 years? That's a very long time I'm talking about. So it's like a long-term vision that I'm talking, right? What you think should be the priority for RVITM going ahead?
So actually, I am planning to establish R&D centers in all the 7 departments.
Okay.
We have 7 departments.
Right.
As I told, all faculty with PhDs. So without any hassles, we will get the approval for research centers. So
Sure.
this academic year we are applying for research centers, and once if the research centers are approved,
Right.
then already our faculty are very active with the research. We have got some funded projects already. 3 funded projects are going on. So it's only 1.5 year old. And last year, if you refer to our website, we have come out with 48 publications. In
Wow.
1 year, we have come out 48 publications.
So that's
So
like
it is
4
the
a
sort
month.
of yeah. So it is like a research-driven institution. It's just not the
Yes.
teaching institution. Okay, it's teaching supported with research-driven institution. So we want to focus more on the research and start a few PG courses after 2 years. So
Okay.
immediately want to start the research centers,
Right.
and then after 2 years we want to come out with a few PG programs.
Wow.
Okay, and we have to inculcate research activities for UG students also. Already few of our UG students during one semester they have published around 5-6 papers along
Okay.
with the guidance from our faculty members.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so and for your information, we identify the project. Usually, the projects students need to do at the 8th semester.
Okay.
Okay, so usually four students join together and execute a project.
Right.
So, for your information, we are identifying the project batches now itself from 3rd semester itself,
Okay.
and molding them in one particular direction and topic, and they will do the research related to that particular topic,
Okay.
and keep acquiring the knowledge in that area. And when they come to final year,
Yeah.
only those 4 students will come out with a really good project, unlike not just a formality type of project. It is what their
Fully
heart goes with.
researched.
Yes, from 3rd semester they would have done their research, and in the 8th semester they will come out with a beautiful project.
Oh, that's really amazing. Again, I think that is
So
something
it is-
again very unique.
Yeah, so this is the vision of our institution, where it is apart from teaching, we need to actively involve in research.
Yeah. Okay. So for you, according to you, research is the way ahead that you're looking at,
Yes.
apart
yes,
from
yes,
starting PG courses as well. But
Yes.
research is something that you are inclined on following as a path even for UG and PG students.
Yes, yes.
Okay, got it.
And the projects and all, as I told, it should not be just like a formality.
Yeah.
So it should be with some purpose and with good hard work behind.
Got it, sir. So, sir, my last 2 questions to you, sir.
Yes.
Some general questions that, what do you feel could be the challenges for higher education in general? What do you see are the few challenges for higher education in general, and some challenges for RVITM that you see, probably?
For higher education, now higher education students offer only if they fail to get a good job. After their UG,
Yeah.
if they get a good job, then they go to higher education. If they don't get good job, then they go after higher education.
Yeah.
And some students who have flair for higher education, they only look for good institutions like IITs, IISc, all those institutions. And whatever the other students who are unable to make it to IITs and IIScs, there are very few quality PG programs. So they are all the students, I say, filtered out students will join those type of PG programs,
Right.
which is not of any quality. So higher education at present, as per my knowledge goes, is a sort of makeshift program now.
Yeah.
So those who are unable to make it to good companies,
Right.
and who are unable to join IITs and IIScs will join the other colleges for doing their PG programs,
So just for the
And,
sake of doing it.
just for the sake of doing it. And some in that process may really do well.
Yeah.
So
Of
though
course.
they are unable to either get a good job or make it to IITs or IISs. Still, if they go to some colleges, ordinary colleges, pursue their MTech,
Right.
and there they maybe around 20-30% of the students do very well.
Will shine.
Okay, and then they go to complete their PhDs, become faculty members. All those things will happen.
Yeah.
I've seen very ordinary students studying in very ordinary colleges during their PG, during their UG. Joining IITs for their PG.
Okay.
Very ordinary colleges. Probably not even through CET, the management quota, they are unable to join good UG college. By paying very nominal fee, they have joined very low-level colleges.
Yeah.
But really, they have done well. And for PG, they have joined IITs.
Wow.
And those who have joined very good institutions end up getting an ordinary job or unable to get good
so of
job.
course, at the end, it depends on the student as well, how dedicated the student is.
So all the type of examples we get.
Yeah.
But this is really, as per that, as I'm telling, PG, if you do in local institutions, may not. It's really challenging for them to do well.
Yeah.
And achieve their dreams.
Of course. Sure, sir. So my last question to you is that, not a question actually. Any advice that you personally would want to give to the students who are just starting out their career, have probably completed their 12th and are looking for career options and starting the career, or maybe just completed graduation and want to go for higher studies, right? What is the one advice you want to give to them, sir?
No, so if immediately after their 12th standard, they have to go by what their heart say. Okay, so they have to follow their heart, whichever they are interested in. First, they have to put their heart and soul into it and get it. Maybe they are interested in engineering, they have to do engineering. If they are interested in medicine, they have to do medicine. And once if they get into that program, then they have to really work hard. Whichever the program they join, they should be in the top 10%. Yeah. Then only they can achieve something. If they are not in the top 10%, then they will become very ordinary achievers. If they have to be extraordinary achievers, they have to be at the top 10, whichever program. They not be. See, now computer science is running. It's in demand.
Yeah.
Suppose mechanical is not in demand. You join mechanical, be at the top 10% of the class, you will become achiever than the bottom 10% in computer science too.
Yes,
computer science.
Of course.
So you have to follow your heart and put your heart and soul and achieve what you want. Then probably there will not be any limit. You can definitely achieve your dreams if you follow your heart and put your hard work.
Sure, sir. Definitely. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out your time. I'm pretty sure this message will land on to a lot of students, and the students who will see this video will definitely, take something positive out of this. And, your urge also might reach out to a lot of students to follow their hearts and, follow their passions, which we say that, whatever interest area there lies in, go into that direction and just put in your hard work there, and there's no limits. Then sky's the limit, probably, right? So thank you so much, sir, again, once again, for taking out time for us and joining us today on the platform. So really, we are very, very delighted to have you today. Again, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.